Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Das ist eine andere Farbe? What? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a... what? Lovely purse? Kann's nicht richtig lesen. Oder lonely purse. Ach, da kann ich jetzt auch nicht rein. Warum?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Was ein geiles Bild.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Was hat er gesagt? Ich verstehe den nicht so gut. Der nuschelt zu viel. Ich weiß nicht.
2845.
Was? Zweig? Achterbahn? Was? Ich verstehe den Typen nicht. Der nuschelt zu viel.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yay! Das Spiel macht Dinge für mich. Einfach mal sämtliche Anweisungen verweigern. Ob das jetzt was bewirken würde, wenn ich jetzt quasi wieder zurückgehe?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Und diesmal ist einfach zulasse, dass ich sterbe? Mal gucken. Diesmal kann ich ja einfach durch die Galerie rennen oder dieses Museum da.
The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. No one can stop me. Except the loading screen.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ja, oder halt auch nicht, ne?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Dann müsste ja auch mein Tod bedeutungslos sein, richtig?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Dachte ich mir. Ich bin wieder hier. Es hört nie auf.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Also ich auch nicht so hundertprozentig.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gehen wir mal zu diesem Gedankenkontrollraum-Gedöns. Das Einzige, was ich halt jetzt nur halt momentan weiß, ist, okay, ich heiße Stanley, bin irgend so ein Typ, der schon seit Jahren da in einem Büro am Arbeiten ist und quasi auf Anweisung Dinge macht. Und plötzlich sind seine ganzen Mitarbeiter einfach weg. Puccicato. Und an dessen Stelle von den Mitarbeitern ist dieser Narrator hier aufgetaucht, der ständig alles irgendwas sagt. Ständig einem irgendwas sagt.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Und in der Zwischenzeit passieren haufenweise merkwürdige Dinge.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
What? What the f... Was war das denn jetzt? Das Game ist echt merkwürdig. Ich glaube, ich habe gerade was gesagt, während ich gemutet war, oder? Kann sein, keine Ahnung. Das Game ist echt merkwürdig. Nee.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Was ist denn das? Keine Ahnung, was das sein soll.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Ich bin in dem Raum von dem Architekten von Minecraft, wollte ich sagen. von Matrix. Minecraft, ja. Wie komme ich auf Minecraft?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Sicher? Ich sehe nur eine Überwachungskamera. Steht da? Keine Ahnung. Da oben ist einer gefeuert und da oben ist ein Monitor irgendwie kaputt, aber gleichzeitig nicht. Wisst ihr geil warum? Ah, jetzt ist da was. Aber ich kann nicht damit interagieren. Weißt du geil warum?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Naja, das Ding ist aber offline, also wird so oder so nichts machen und hier ist niemand. Irgendwas hat's gemacht. Gibt's hier irgendwo einen Lichtschalter? Ach so, da. So viele bunte Lampen hier. Ah, hey, da haben wir den berüchtigten großen roten Knopf. 427, glaube ich.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Das war laut.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oder auch nicht. Ah, gibt's keinen oder auch nicht? Ah, Menno.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Schlage das Spiel. Was? Nee, oder? War ja klar. Wait. Schlage das Spiel. Was sagt der Erfolg? Führe das Stanley Parable zu Ende. What? Wait, what? Das war ein Ende? Okay. Ja gut, Spiel durch, ne? Auf zum nächsten Game, ne? Well?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Was passiert dann, wenn ich es einschalte?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ich bin übrigens nie in das Rechte reingegangen. Keine Ahnung, was da ist. Nie in das Rechte reingegangen? Ich bin nie durch die rechte Tür gegangen, so.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, jetzt geht's auf einmal wieder auf. Da haben wir die Business-Strategie. Und hier immer noch ein Fahrstuhlsimulator, wa? Yep. Ja, das ist immer noch ein Fahrstuhlsimulator.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Yay! Hat wohl auch keinen Bock mehr, wa?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wo ist denn Arbeiter 374 am Arbeiten? Was zum Geier ist das? Geländer und eine Leiter? Oder wieder weit? Komisch roter Raum.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Ah, manche Bilder sind doppelt. Ja, ich sehe gerade zum Beispiel dieses eine komische Bild, weil ich da sagte, mit der Leiter oder ähnlichem. Habe ich jetzt gerade zweimal gleichzeitig sehen können. Pirate?
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Warum stand bei dem einen Pirat?
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Genau. Boop. Boop.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Wait.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means.
Lass mich raten, das da?
I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
God damn it, ich muss Taste
Sometimes
drücken.
when I tell it,
Nee,
I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
What?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Ne?
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
What?
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Wait, what
30
the?
seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we
Oh,
fade
God
in
damn it.
until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Oh. Ich glaube, da hat jemand den Böller gezündet. Okay. Wait, konnte man da überhaupt jetzt was machen oder wieder was? Ich habe keine Ahnung.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ich gehe mal nach rechts.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.